Shanahan was asked something about his coaching. It's pretty interesting, but I'm wondering if we're watching Kyle Shanahan just change his philosophy a little bit in terms of coaching. Let me ask you this. We've watched Kyle Shanahan for 6 years. How would you describe him as a coach if you had to use a word or two? Is he conservative? Is he assertive? Is he aggressive? How does he attack the game? What does he hang his hat on? What's his signature?
Physicality.
Okay.
All right. But as far as moments, it fluctuates. And I've seen him, like, you won't give this to me. Let's see if you give this to me, because I said it to you in front of the boss. Kyle Shanahan this year would throw that flag in the NFC Championship game. I know it's not a play call, but it's a decision. He's got his foot on the pedal. We've seen it. It's only 2 weeks, but Steiny, we've seen it. I believe he learned from that moment. Right or wrong, he's letting them hang. So to me, when you ask me what's he hang his hat on, the brilliance, because that's what he shows every week when he calls plays. But now if you're talking about moments, and this is something that I had on my list that, I want to see how he responds to high leverage situations. Is so much going through his genius brain to where he outsmarts himself. That'll rear its head as we get further down the road. But my answer is physicality.
I mean, I could make the case that if they had Garoppolo at quarterback and Robbie Gould at kicker, he wouldn't have done anything close to what he ended up doing. He wouldn't have let Garoppolo work a 2-minute routine without a timeout. And then, think about this one. It's 4th and 7 at the Rams' 39. You got a great defense. And he went for a 57-yard field goal. Like, that's
I kind of get that, though.
57 yards,
yeah.
He misses it, they get the ball at the 40.
No doubt.
I don't think he probably doesn't let Gold kick that.
But how many? Okay, well, that's the difference.
Well, that's
exactly.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He might have gone for it last year, or he might have tried to punt him.
And if you look at where he drafted Moody, Steiny, that wasn't just a giveaway. Some eyebrows were raised. He believes in what he's bringing to the table. And you're right. If you miss it, but he didn't, and he's showing confidence in his kicker that has just been perfect on the year through 2 games. So I get it, but man, how many decisions in your life, Steiny, if it didn't work out for you, would we be having the post-game presser like, boy, what were you thinking? Well, we can't have it because it worked.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say, we love aggressive. We love aggressive. But if Purdy can't get in on that last play.
Do you really think that, and I'm asking all you, I kind of like my coach. I love my coach being ultra aggressive. Okay, let's say they don't get in there. You think it would have been holy hell for him to pay?
I think it would have.
I think I love my team. I just tried to I went for the jugular. Like, that would have been okay in that moment to me.
They would have taken short points off the board.
But they got 4 more.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But you can't expect to win all those, to get all those. Here's the other thing. Rat on the table.
Brought to you by Echo.
49ers under Kyle Shanahan have stunk on 4th down. They've stunk on 4th down. They were 29th last year in 4th down efficiency.
Kyle Shanahan's offense.
The year before that, 24th. The year before that, 28th. They don't make it on 4th downs the last 3 years. And they're 1 for 1 right now. They're 1 for 1 because Kittle got them the first down on the first drive of the season. And here's the other thing. If the 49ers are great, if they are a great team, let's say they're head and shoulders top 2 or 3 teams, would that make you more aggressive or more conservative as a head coach?
Oh, for me, aggressive.
Okay.
Because I feel like I got enough, even if it doesn't work out, to come back and fix it and rectify it. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
It's why I can't believe Sean McVay didn't go for the 4th and 2. Like, what are you doing, bud? You're trying to pull off the upset. You might not get another chance.
I wonder if they looked at it like an upset.
Oh, man.
415, Kyle hangs his hat on being resolute. He sticks to his guns and doesn't bend at times to his detriment.
Yeah, well said.
Interestingly, Trucker 23, our main man.
Dude, boy.
He uses the exact opposite word. He says adaptive. Is he resolute or is he adaptive? Mm-hmm. Let's go to Raz in Livermore. What's up, Raz? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. First of all, I want to tell you guys, I've been listening to you guys for about 20 years.
Oh.
And first time I called.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
What you were saying, concerning to be more aggressive. And I tell you what is aggressive is he trusts his offense more than any other offense he ever had.
Yeah. I agree.
How can you not?
Thanks, Raz, and thanks for listening.
How can you not trust it, right, Steiny?
So
Especially
far,
now that your quarterback looks like the man.
I wonder if Kyle ever had trust in Garoppolo and then started losing trust in Garoppolo, or if he never really had trust in Garoppolo in the first place. And by the way, I haven't been around for 30 years.
He said 20.
Oh, well, then I have. But he hasn't been listening to me. Well, maybe, yeah.
You and O'Connell, he had a nice run.
Yeah, was that 20 years? Actually, we didn't see, this is why.
I listened at my job desk every day. I listened to you, man.
But
yeah.
and I appreciate that. You were the guy who was listening. But, here's where.
It was a good show, man.
Here's where Evan, I hate to have to correct
Evan
Guru,
probably was in a crib.
But he just said, you guys had a good run. It was 11 months. We might have been the fastest fired duo.
It don't mean you were deserving
of the
for
Bay
that.
Area.
That things happen. It might not. It was bigger than you.
That's fair, but then don't call it a good run.
I take it back.
Right,
yeah,
right.
It was a short run. How about that?
It was a short run. It's like it's like Haley's Comet. 408. I think Kyle has been both. He now seems more flexible due to either the quarterback or the kicker or whatever. But in the past, he was not. Well, at least through two games. I think there's something there.
I got another right on the table about Kyle and his thought process. Okay. We all, especially me, have agreed this is a smart man. This is not a perfect man because no guy or gal is perfect. But where do you put in all this Kyle after the game, the brilliant mind, saying he forgot about Elijah Mitchell? And it wasn't more to me about Mitchell. It was about spelling McCaffrey. Like, how does that happen, Kyle? How do you, let's say you're telling the truth. How do you not have a Sterling or an Evan or a Steiny in your ear for that specific? Hey, boss. Hey, but we need to get your boys some time. Like, how does that not manifest? Like, do you really believe Kyle forgot about Mitchell?
I think he probably just got in the flow of the game, and he.
All right.
I mean,
again, not a mistake. Just odd to hear Kyle. I was caught up in the moment because that's what you're saying.
I mean, the only thing I got a problem with Kyle in the fourth quarter was with 7 minutes left, they were up 27-20, and they went 3 and out, and McCaffrey didn't touch the ball.
Well, let me tell you who touched the ball, and Evan brought Debo got it.
Well, it was a 3 and out. That's all I know.
Well, so now I get it.
So it's a 3 and out.
3 and out because McCaffrey didn't touch it.
I'm just saying.
Or he's your best player. You got to give him.
I'm just saying. And then what happened? Well, then they get the pick.
Man, a good
from
pick.
Lenore.
Yeah.
And then they run McCaffrey a few times and kind of put the game away with a field goal. To me, it's that old thing. I mean, in the fourth quarter of it, it's like the soccer thing. In the fourth quarter of a game, do you want to bring in somebody who hasn't played because they're fresher, but then again, they haven't played? I think that's what Kyle wants to do, but we'll see. Yeah. Joe's in Concord. Hey, Joe, what's going on, man?
Yeah, these are always great subjects. Shanahan, I think, looks good when the quarterback looks good, and when the quarterback's not looking so good, he's not looking so good. And it's the past has shown that. The question I had was when they were sold on Garoppolo not that long ago, they gave him a 5-year, $137 million contract. And That's a lot of money to be giving someone you don't have a whole lot of faith in at times. It's noticeable. That bothers me. And on that contract, $74 million was guaranteed.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate the call.
I have.
So, no, I got you. And Joe's saying he still has a problem with Shanahan paying Garoppolo, and then Garoppolo turns out not to be the man.
Yeah.
And now Brock Purdy's the man. And what if Kyle Shanahan starts losing faith in Brock Purdy? Just like he did Kyle Shanahan. That's why I asked if he ever had respect or if he had trust in Garoppolo, or whether he had it and lost it, or whether he never had it.
At that moment, Steiny, that contract was a wedding ring. And as you know, and maybe you don't, the divorce rate in the United States is over 50%. So at that moment that they made Garoppolo the highest paid player, he was in love. And then he fell out of love. And if he walked in here and we say, hey, Kyle, when'd you fall out of love with Jimmy? No shade at Jimmy, who was throwing medicine balls all day long in Buffalo, Steiny, last Sunday. He probably had 50 examples of when he fell out of love. But those 5 games, he thought, okay, and he still got to a Super Bowl and almost got to another one with Jimmy.
Question for 49er fans is, through the first 2 games, do you think Kyle Shanahan's coached a little differently, at least in terms of his decision-making on when to go for it, when to take a long field goal, when to pin the opposition deep? Is he more aggressive now? And do you think that's something that will last? I actually want to see a lot more of it before I think he's officially changed. Let's say that.
I think he's a renegade.